Mm.
This one I'm gonna do live.
You keep doing that, people are gonna see you right now. They're watching you right now.
8 people. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm live, and people are gonna see them. The nonsense they're doing.
Okay. Watch my go to a house party.
We should be live.
Girl. Most likely. Did you hear what face said?
Yeah, it's live now.
Who's gonna drop you off?
Mm.
This one I'm gonna do live.
Yeah, you see, you keep doing that, people are gonna see you right now. They're watching you right now.
My family is doing?
They're wasting everyone's time.
8 people. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm live, and people are gonna see them. The nonsense.
Come on,
they're doing.
guys, get out of here.
Hey guys, welcome to the famous live stream. Ah,
My name is famous.
we should be live.
Yes, my name is famous Amos.
Girl. Most likely. Did you hear what face said?
Yeah,
You
it's
see
live
these
now.
beautiful people? They're all watching you.
Who's gonna drop you off?
All right, actually, let me tell folks
Yeah, you
that we
see?
are live. You keep doing
People.
that, people are gonna see you right now. They're watching
You see
you
what
right
my
now.
family is doing?
They're wasting everyone's time.
8 people. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm live, and people are gonna see them. The nonsense.
Come on,
they're doing.
guys, get out of here.
Hey guys, welcome to the famous live stream. Ah. Wait, I think you guys are hearing. You guys are hearing live streamception.
Live streamception. Yeah, I think so. A little bit.
Yeah. Who's Dave? What up? I'm causing the price to. He said I'm causing the price to pump.
Oh wait.
What? There's no way. Let me see. Let me see. What's the price of Origintrail today? By the way, everyone can hear you.
Me?
Yeah, they can hear you because you're definitely here. Where should you be? I'm trying to host a live stream.
But you said it was relaxed.
It is relaxed. This is a relaxed live stream, guys.
So what's the issue?
There's no issue, honey.
All right.
Okay, right. So, I'm far from beautiful. No, you're beautiful. Blessings to you, AJ.
So you. Okay. All right. Let's bounce.
Origintrail.
Let's bounce.
Oh, actually, it is doing pretty well.
Good morning, AJ.
Yeah, Origintrail is performing. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty amazing. That's beautiful to see. Are you there, my friend?
I am here.
Okay. Let me tell folks that we are live and we can start chilling out.
Awesome.
Okay. And on Twitter we go. We are live. Tweet. You guys are gonna get to see me tweet. You get to see inside the famous Amos master. All right, now let's play. Let's go. We are live. I forgot. Track. You know, you always gotta tag the old. All right. We are live. We have 13 beautiful souls with us today. How are you 13 beautiful human beings doing? I hope you guys are having a good time. I'm here today with a community veteran, an Origintrail OG, an Origintrail legend, Bottom Shoulder.
Legend.
How you doing,
Happy to
Bottom?
be here, Amos. Great. How are you?
I'm good. You know, we usually chill out, so I'm just glad that you decided to join. the chill zone today and really get this thing running. It seems like if you guys have any questions for this guy or us, feel free to just launch the questions out. Today we plan to get the Origintrail simulator up and running. Shouldn't be very long. It's like a 20-minute, 10-minute thing, but you could run into a couple issues. So we're gonna possibly tackle those issues for you guys as well. You may be wondering why my screen is so zoomed in. Well, it's because I have some bad eyes, man. All right, so how do we want to start? Do you want to start by explaining the RFC? Well, talk about what we're trying to set up, or I think we can start by discussing what the RFC is. Well, just by what it's supposed to be. So let's head over to Medium. Let's open the Origintrail AAP. Where is it? It's the latest one. Right, so this is the latest, I guess, development update as it relates to Starfleet, and the AAP machine learning plugin has been launched. Now, the team is looking for contributions to this initiative. I think it's a really powerful tool. The RFC itself is a bit of Satoshi. So we'll talk about today, when we're talking about the RFC, Bottom Shoulder and I, we're just going to talk about the problem, the proposed solution, but we're not going to be getting into any of that math because when we get there, you'll see for yourself, actually.
Yeah, it's definitely dense.
yeah, it's. I mean, I guess we stayed up, even today, we stayed up until like 5 this morning, just reading that. Like, that's all we did, and we really did put our best effort. But there's a reason why these guys are experts at what they do.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah, as I said earlier this week, the core development team, together with Trace Alliance, Decentralized Tokenomics Working Group Task Force, published the OTRFC 07, which is about Starfleet. But 06 is about this machine learning plugin that will, I guess, dynamically adjust the lambda factor for your nodes. But basically, it reads the network, it monitors the network, the state of the network, and adjusts your nodes so that for maximum profitability, it uses machine learning to do this. Now, it is something you can install on your system, any computer, like Windows or whatever. I do believe it works for Mac as well, but we did it on Windows. And you launch the back end for the application on your local system, and you also launch the front end for the application on your local system, and we will show you how that works. Anything you want to add, Bottom?
No, that's pretty straightforward.
All right. Let me see what the guys are saying. Hello, Luke. Hey, Luke. Yeah, if you guys want, you could just follow along. As I said, it's a very relaxed setting, so it's, we're hanging out. Maybe I should get some music playing, right? One sec, let me get something up for you guys. Like, how can it be relaxing? You ain't got no music, bro. You know what? I heard you. You're right. So you guys are gonna get my local music. Or you know what? Maybe I should just do an instrumental. Right. All right. So let me see what you guys are saying. Track the $10. Yep. Track what? Yes. Yeah. Listen. We see the value of track, okay? And a $10 track is possible, totally possible. I would say a $10 track is still baby steps. But yeah, it's possible. 2021. Yes, AJ. Yes, relax. You know, we just come together, we chill out, and we talk about Origintrail. That's all we're doing. You know. Right. So let's get this up and running. So as you can see on my desktop, bottom, can you see my desktop? Am I sharing? You can see my desktop, right?
Yeah, I can see your desktop. Sorry.
All right. We've already done this installation like 2 times. But I will delete my installations. Shift delete. And let's do this from the start. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do is open your command prompt.
Just going through the node modules, I think, right now.
For me, what we did is we're just setting up like multiple test and play environments pretty much. So on our desktop is where we're installing it to. So you're going to be installing it to your desktop, you know, for this video, but you can install it anywhere. So CD, desktop. We at the desktop now. Right? Now, you have to, if you want to be able to install this, you have to go to the
GitHub.
Yep. And this, if you want, you could talk a little bit more about this bottom, what we're doing here.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, this README basically describes what the AAP simulator is. From just this description, we can see that the plugin basically will attempt to automatically calculate the optimal price, or like quote unquote the best price for Lambda on the network based on the service market of the ODN. So like think of like if you were a node runner basically in the past and currently still, but you would have to be adjusting your Lambda setting according to what you feel like is the best Lambda setting, and that's not as optimal as something adjusting based on market condition, right? So if it was always adjusting towards a Lambda that would make you the most money, that's most ideal. Obviously not everybody has to use this plugin, but it's being designed for people who want to use it, and eventually it makes the market become in equilibrium essentially, so there's a true price for jobs.
Okay.
So yeah, this is just like the simulation portion of the AAP. So we can dive into the installation. So the first step is to clone the entire repository, or basically the AAP market simulator.
Right. And for those of you who haven't used Git before, what we're basically doing is like just go into, this is like going to the App Store and just hitting the download button.
Yeah. Just downloading it from the App Store, basically.
Right.
In a nerdy way.
Well, you dude, actually, that's funny. It's actually real.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the nerd's way of downloading application. So we're on our desktop right now, and we're gonna download the application. Right.
Cool.
And it's done. Now, so if I go to my desktop, I should see, there we go, right here, AAP Market Simulator. All right.
Yep.
All right, let me see if you guys are following along, if you guys are having any issues, just let us know. But some of these steps, you're gonna run into issues if you don't have a certain version of Python installed, I've realized. So I resolved it by installing 2.7. But that didn't seem to be an issue for other people, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But I couldn't run it without changing my version of Python or installing 2.7 on top of what I think I have 3.9 as well.
Right. Yeah, I see a question in the chat, people that don't use the plugin will still be using the Lambda setting. So yeah, so right now, node runners now and in the future will have also this option to continue to manually set their Lambda. Right now, we all manually set our Lambda either within Houston or within the Origintrail node
Node
RC
RC.
file. Yeah. So this is the plugin's going to be optional. Hopefully the installation or that like applying it to your node will be easy. And I think the team will make it easy, or if it's not easy, we'll always make another video on how to do it.
Yep. And also, let's keep in mind, this is just the first iteration. This is just a simulator that they released to the community.
Right.
The aim of the Origintrail nodes is to become as easy as possible to run over time. Like the aim is to not lock anyone out with any sort of technical barriers or price barriers or language barriers or interface, utilization barriers. Everything is supposed to be streamlined. So as you guys see these releases, it's gonna be fluid in the future. Like look at NAS. That is done, the people are doing that with a click of a button. It's just, click here, and you're done, So this will get streamlined for you guys that if it seems too complicated, don't worry, it will get streamlined if you don't want to dive into it now. Yeah. So what are we doing with these steps here? Run the backend simulator. What does that mean to us?
So this is basically launching the backend. So like within any website or application, there's the front end, which is what the user sees on their screen basically. Like when you go to like facebook.com, everything that you see in front of your eyes, that's the front end. But the back end is all the logic and all the functions that basically make Facebook run the way it runs. So like if you click on like, I don't know, like the messenger button, it'll pop up the messenger stuff. And then when you send somebody a message, it'll probably send like a string of text via whatever their messenger portion of their code basically. And it'll allow people to talk to each other. So the backend is basically the brains, and then I guess the front end is basically the person, right? That's what you see.
Right. So,
so
with these commands, we're setting up the backend for the AAP.
Yeah. So yep, correct. So the CD, for those who don't know Git or just the jargon, it's basically change directory. That's all it is. It's just like kind of like double clicking on a folder, double clicking on a file within your computer. So the backend instructions is cd node.js, which is just a folder, and the double ands is basically kind of combining two actions in one. So npm install is node package manager. So every repository or like application has prerequisite or like things that it's built on or using different technology. So it'll download those technologies that it relies on, the dependencies basically. And then cd ... is basically going out of that folder. So
coming back out.
Yeah, coming back out.
Yep. So you guys may be wondering, what we're trying to do is, yes, we both have experience, but we're trying to make it so that anybody, that's why I'm asking these sort of questions. He already knows these things, of course, but we're trying to make sure that everyone can really understand what we're doing here, so that everyone can contribute to these RFCs, because that's the real goal. That's what we really want. We really want you guys to participate in this and go bring your contributions to the team. We'll talk about that soon. All right, so let's just get this back end up and running, right? So let's cd Oi.
Is it not wanting to do it?
Yeah, no, yeah. You have to like highlight it first, because if it breaks. Anyway. Yeah. So
yep, now it's downloading all the dependencies.
Yep, it's running.
And then it jumps back into the root folder.
Yep, we're good.
Yep.
So as you can see, we've installed everything, and we've got a little message here about using supporting core.js on Open Collective.
Yeah, I think it's just part of the dependencies.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are also just looking at a couple of things here. Okay.
Looks
Yeah.
good.
So So we've got our packages from GitHub for our backend. We're not gonna run the backend yet, because we set up the front end right after we set up the backend, because there's no need to run the backend if you don't have the front end set up to then run the front end. So just set it up and then you run the entire application. Actually, I did set up something for you guys here. After we hit this point, I wanted to discuss the issues that we face. So there were a couple of issues that were raised in the initial installation that we wanted to discuss to show you guys how to get to issues to then, you know, raise a complaint or make a statement or something like that. So on the actual RFC itself, you can go up to issues, and then you can see if there are open issues, or you can issue a new issue. You can basically make a new issue if you run into issues with installation or anything. When we first got access to the application, we installed it and ran into issues. So we came here, posted the issues, and then as you can see, some of the core Origintrail staff and team and community commented on these issues. As you can see, here's bottom shoulder. Dude, you made it, man! You
Just
made
doing my
it!
part.
You made it, bro! No, I'm just playing. Yeah, so yeah, this is how you get involved with the RFC itself. Like, this is how you run the code. If you run into any issues with whatever you see here or what you did, you come log the issue, and that gives the team knowledge and idea that the community is engaged and they know that it's been tested or beta tested enough for their internal use cases or whatever. So it's important that we actually, if we care, it's important that we actually contribute to this ecosystem as well. So you want to set up the front end? I mean, we could just pretty much.
Yeah, just copy that,
Yeah.
paste it in.
And we're getting all of our packages loaded in. So this is where, if you have a Python version issue, this is where you'll start seeing it popping up. You'll see like a whole bunch of errors, ERR with an exclamation point. Or it might say like this version of Python not supported or found or something like that. That's how you know you need to either change your version of Python, upgrade. For me, it was installing Python 2.7. That resolved the issue for me. But I still have Python 3.9 installed as well. Oh, this music is kind of dope. Definitely ain't my thing, but it's kind of dope. All right, we're good. Our front end is installed. Our back end is installed. So what do we do now, Captain Bottom Shorter?
We start the back end and then we start the front end.
All right, so let's start the front end. What exactly is starting the front end?
Well, I think you should start the back end first. I'm not sure.
The back end, I'm sorry.
If it collides, but starting the back end first. So yeah, just node.js/index.js. It's basically just run. See, so it's a server running on port 3001, and then so you're gonna have to open a new terminal or a new
Mhm.
command prompt for the front end, and then when you put in npm start, it should just automatically open in your browser the simulator.
So, are you guys following? If you're following along, let us know if you have any issues. We can help you. You guys are supposed to be following along. This is an interactive stream. So just if you're having any issues, just let us know here. We can help you. It should work on any system.
Yeah, and if you're not doing it now, you can do it later. And if you're running issues, just go into the chat.
Right. Or
Either
I think
chat
if
or-
you have issues, it would be better if you just come in here and log your issues here and then share
Oh yeah,
share the issue with the GitHub link so that we can all communicate on GitHub. That's the aim. The aim is to get as much traffic on GitHub as possible. All right,
huge
so
shout out to Alco89 for figuring out the installation for this.
oh yes, what that was the first, was that the first one?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah.
So we were missing the env file, and then I think some of the commands were trying to run essentially the back end and the front end out of a folder that wasn't there or something. I forget what the actual issue was.
Right. For those of you who do not know, that's this file. This was missing at first. This is where the issue came. So we had the issue reported, and some things were adjusted. Even this code right here, this was not like this 3 days ago. So based on our feedback, the team realized that there were things that needed to be, fixed, and it's been fixed. So this is what we're saying. This is why we need the feedback. Everyone should be running these things. Get involved in this technology and start logging some issues. So we've got the front end. We got the back end up and running, because as you can see, the server is running on this port. So we're listening on this port, and we now are going to launch our front end, right?
Correct.
All right, let's go. Did you guys just see my cat run on my shoulder? Yeah, this is what my cat does to me, guys. Legit. Just run across my shoulder like she owned me. All right, let's go. Starting the front end. Drum roll, please.
Boom. See, so it's just opened a new page. Yeah, it should take a little while to load because, well,
Whoop.
I think it's probably pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's loading.
All right, cool. So if you see normal DC nodes and normal DH nodes on the bottom left, you should have it installed correctly.
Yep. Yo, Cyrus, I'm doing all right. I hope you're doing well. I'm just here on the stream with my good friend, very, very, very good Origintrail friend. He's a very good friend in other aspects as well. We're just doing this stream to help you guys get involved in the Origintrail Tech. Oh my gosh, this cat, bro.
She's coming back for you.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got the front end running. If you're here, you've got the front end running, so congratulations. You've got the back end running. Congratulations. You are successfully running the Origintrail plugin.
The simulator for the plugin.
Right, the simulator. right. I'm sorry. Yes. Sorry, the cat keeps running back here, man. So yeah, and as bottom shorter is saying, the way you acknowledge that you've done the installation correctly is if you see normal DC nodes and normal DH nodes. If you see set A or set B, something like that, your installation has gone wrong somewhere.
Yeah, but that issue shouldn't happen. But if it does, just rewatch the video. It should give you the right one.
Yeah, But the steps and such have been all repaired, so I don't see you going wrong. It works flawlessly each time.
Yep.
I'm sorry, AJ says, I'm sorry for being ignorant. Can you explain what a node is, please? Well, an Origintrail node, you either have, all right, so it's not in the traditional sense as like a blockchain node. You're running a network node that obtains these jobs, and jobs are basically a request for you to hold data. Yeah. So as a data holder, a job for you would be you holding the data that some data creator has created on the network. Now, these nodes, you don't participate in any sort of blockchain consensus or anything like that. They're not like blockchain nodes in any traditional sense. So what we're talking about here is adjusting, or what we're talking about, what Origintrail is trying to do is build a plugin or some sort of attachment to your node, pretty much, that dynamically and automatically reads the rates of the market. That's my cat changing my screen. Sorry. And basically makes decisions for your nodes so that you're always at maximum profitability. That's basically what's happening here. So let's just, for its basic configurations, we're gonna hit start to start the simulation. And there we go. So what we're seeing here on the right, we'll get to the left real soon. What we're seeing on the right is the average offer price in track over the set amount of, this is how much time passed in hours. And the lambda derivative is ever changing. We have 0 failed offers because as of yet, there has been no jobs in which the price of the job is less than the minimum price. Correct, Bottom? Am I correct on that? PI is still greater than P min.
PI is less than P min.
PI
wait,
is greater than P min.
Well, that's if the failed replication happens.
Right. If a failed replication happens, right. PI is less than P min. Right.
Right.
Yep. So we haven't had that interaction yet, so we're good. Now let's start talking about the left. My friends, ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that I am not Satoshi. And neither is Bottom Shorter here. Now I won't say that it's a bit it is generally confusing for us, because we're basing it off of reading the actual RFC. And if you read the actual RFC, the logic is understandable. We can discuss the proposed solution and so forth. It's understandable, but understanding the actual math, for me, has been proving
difficult.
Yes, it's quite difficult. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah. But, and by the way, this is all internal. Like, we were talking about, as I said, we were up until 5 this morning discussing this. And really, this is all internal. This is their logic. They made this. Yep. This is their. It's pretty amazing, like. Yeah,
pretty big brain.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, come in here, read this RFC to the best of your ability, and participate. Get an understanding, and these snapshots. So when you run your simulation, whatever configurations you've done here, you can save the snapshot and upload that, or forward it to I think there's a place in the actual announcement where you can forward your snapshots. So this is how the team is going to be collecting that feedback from us. So yeah, I guess we can move on to discussing well, I guess we pretty much already discussed the problem statement.
Yeah. So the
And-
problem, we can go over it again.
Okay.
I mean, just really quick.
Okay.
So the problem is that uh, from what I understand, the current compensation formula doesn't account for the track token price, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically means that, well, it doesn't mean that, but right now the problem is that DC and DH node runners have to basically set their lambdas manually, and it's not really accounting for the market environment when they do that. They're just kind of like, throwing a dart at a board
And hoping it
basically
hits.
and hoping that lambda is basically the right lambda. So this is kind of like the I guess the solution to solve that, basically.
Right. And I think we were, well, yeah, we discussed the proposed solution.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
the
right
proposed
here.
solution, yep. So that's the AAP plugin portion. It's basically the plugin that will be probably installed on your node, and it will basically detect market price, or the market environment rather, of jobs, and it'll adjust your lambda according to that environment so that you can basically bid on jobs in the most profitable way.
And it says here, the AAP plugin, which can intelligently and automatically adjust lambda based on available market information in order to minimize the need to constantly adjust the value manually by the node runners. That's
Right.
exactly what Bottom Shorter is trying to explain to you guys.
Right. So like, say one weekend lambda is supposed to be 3. That's the best lambda you can have to make the most money. And then later in the week it becomes like 2 or 1. And it's not like you're gonna be, I mean, unless you're a very avid node runner and you're like logging every single job and averaging out
The lambda, you're on
the
all that stuff
lambdas of
yourself.
each job. Yeah, which is a lot of work. I don't think that anybody's gonna be manually changing it correctly anyway. So I think that the team that the idea of this is even genius. Like, it just makes market equilibrium happen because things are happening in an optimal way.
Right. I mean, like when node runners are thriving, the ecosystem is thriving. So you're gonna want people that have a stake in the network to actually be profitable. Like, you're gonna want people to actually have the best outcomes at all times. It's better for the entire ecosystem that happens. So to do something like this, as you said, it really is ingenious. It's great.
Yeah.
And I think this is how any grand enterprise is really started. Like, automating the success of your users or ensuring their success means that there will be more.
Right. Correct.
Yep.
And we'll see further decentralization because, things will get more quote unquote profitable for everyone. And more people will have incentive to run nodes, and the network becomes more decentralized and becomes stronger and becomes more secure. People like enterprises will see that and they'll be like, okay, this is good. We like this, and they'll use it.
All right. So I guess you guys have gotten the bread and butter of how to launch the AAP machine learning simulator. I don't know if you guys have any questions. Anyone run into any issues? I'll just wait around for like a minute. Did anyone try to run it? If anyone is having any issues, let us know.
And it's not only for data holders. It's not only for the community. It's also for data creators. So people like the people on Scan, right? Everyone in Scan who has a node or any enterprise, they're going to be using this as well, so they can find the correct lambda to be putting their jobs out at, because they don't want to be putting out jobs at a lambda that's too, I think, high because it might be too expensive.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they're a business
yeah,
and they want
yeah,
to pay the best price, you know?
right, exactly. So it's just helping both sides basically find that sweet spot.
Yep. Beautiful idea.
Yeah, I love it, honestly. Even though I don't understand a lot of this, well, I mean, I understand it in concept,
But the math, I
but
don't.
the
There's
math,
no way.
yeah, definitely above.
Yeah. Our
beyond
pay
me.
grade.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we can move on a little bit. How long have we been streaming? We've been streaming for. Oh, we've got a couple. We got like 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. Also, if you do get this up and running and you do read through the RFC and kind of understand it all, I would highly suggest looking at the simulation cases. That's kind of showing what could happen in the network environment that will change Lambda pretty much.
And be sure to share your simulations.
Yeah.
And right here is, I believe this is what you're taking, the simulations. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could.
So
you
these
guys
are like
check
the
this out.
cases of what happens. I'm pretty sure these are like the two, but not, these aren't limited to only the two cases. You could come up with more cases, but you might need a little deeper understanding of what you're doing.
Right.
To come up with another simulation or a scenario, rather, like a simulation case.
Now, I would like to. I guess we can also say, if you have issues understanding the interface for the front end, there's an article coming out from Bottom Shoulder. Maybe next week.
Yeah, sometime next week, hopefully.
Sometime next week, hopefully. That will really allow you guys to sit down and read and possibly just go through this. I'm gonna see if I help him as much as possible with that. But yeah. All right.
Yep.
That was nice. I guess we could, if you want, we could either move on to the second RFC or we can move on to Canada.
Yeah, whichever one.
All right, what do you guys want to talk about? Do you guys want to talk about the Starfleet RFC or do you guys want to talk about Canada? The latest news that was dropped. What are you guys saying?
I think touching base on Canada might be a big one. The Starfleet one you might be able to make a video for that.
Next week, right? We can do that next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's close all of this off. Let me close off. Okay. A cluster of Canadian firms joins Trace Alliance to advance EU-Canada collaboration on supply chain and data integrity. How hype are you on this?
Pretty hyped, honestly. This is huge. It's good to see more and more entities getting involved within the ODN.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about some big entities too. If we look at Convergence Tech, they are partners with, you know what? Oh, nice, dude. AJ said he cracked open a can and just started to set up a node because of us. Look at that.
Nice. There we
Look
go.
at that. Hey.
There we go.
We're bringing decentralization, baby. All right. Now we're discussing Canada. I'm sharing all right. Yeah, so Convergence Tech, they're pretty big, man. They're working with like, well, first of all,
Big players.
yeah, like we're talking
Very
about UN.
big government. Yeah.
Like
UN development. I forget. I think it's the program. UN
Mhm.
development program.
yeah,
Yeah. United Nations.
yeah,
Pretty big.
like come on. W3C, Sovereign, Div,
Yeah.
OpenID, Trust Foundation. These are all some of the biggest names in the SSI industry. If you guys know SSI Origintrail revolves around SSI. Like that's
yeah.
the core, that's the bread and butter of the ODM. That's what makes it so powerful. SSI, the concept of SSI combined with the knowledge graph is cocaine, industry cocaine. That's what it is, right? No, legit, these businesses are like, whoop, whoop, let me get some of that Origintrail. You know, like Origintrail is industry cocaine, right? And these guys, this is some of the biggest players, not just in SSI, but in Canada.
Yeah, in Canada and just like the world. Like think about like look at their clients. Like
Yeah,
the city of Ontario, the city of Toronto.
that's crazy. That's their client.
Yeah. The
Right?
entire city itself. Yeah.
That's crazy. And the CEO of this company specifically highlights that he's excited about joining the Trace Alliance, but then goes on to say to explore the Origintrail Protocol, how the Origintrail Protocol may assist and add value in our client engagements. Our client engagements. You mean the UN? Toronto? Ontario? Like, yes, in their client engagements. This is pretty big. This is massive. And I think people are gonna get people. I think, well, as we were discussing this morning, you think that DeFi is getting most of the hype, right? Like,
Yeah, it's all obviously because like anything that has to do with finance or anything like let's make money, like that is the sexy part of crypto, right? But like when you look at other parts of like what the blockchain technology can do, it's on a whole nother level. Like yeah, it may be boring, supply chain might be boring, but like look around you right now, like everything, like even the mouse in your hand,
Yep.
the screen you're watching this on, the
Yep.
phone you're watching this on,
yep,
like your clothes, like literally
everything, bro.
revolves around supply chain. So like it's a huge vertical that is being tackled right now by Origintrail. Like
Yeah.
the vertical is huge.
And one thing we were talking about is how the Origintrail adoption strategy. Like, we can talk
that's
about
right.
like how, like for example, VChain will come and say, dude, we've partnered with Walmart to
Yeah.
track 10,000 products out of their store.
Right.
And then they go up 1,000%. Everyone's happy,
Right.
it's exciting, it's amazing, great.
Right.
But then Origintrail says, yo, we've partnered with BSI and we've gotten scanned.
Scan.
And you know what?
So like they're the
Yeah.
governing bodies.
Right. They're not 10,000 products. They're all the products.
Yep, exactly.
You know? So like the scope at which Origintrail is working at, it's unbelievable to actually be alive and have a stake in this. It feels illegal. Origintrail just feels so good. It's just so good. In Cube, we were talking about they had a pretty good client list as well, 2,100 clients in 80 countries. That's pretty massive. And of course, these are all people who are centered around GS1 standards.
Boom, boom.
So when you see projects say that they don't care about GS1 standards and they have no clients that has
They don't know what
demanded
they're
it,
talking about.
they have no big enterprise clients, you know? Like
Yeah.
they have no big enterprise clients and they just don't even know what GS1 standards are. They're busy trying to make labels to pin onto stuff. Meanwhile, Digital Link 2.0, Digital Link is coming, and that's gonna change the whole game. So it's a different scope. Granted, some of these projects are working on a different type of RFID identification. I'm not really trying to address that. What I'm talking about is the lack of acknowledgement for the importance of GS1 standards. That is the bread and butter here. All right, yeah. Nutriscope, they're pretty much they're a small company, but they're like I guess we discovered last night they're kind of like a mini Origintrail somewhat, but they're like centralized because they're offering solutions in sustainability, in traceability and sustainability, and they're also leveraging a graph database.
Right.
And they had AI and ML technologies, so I assume they're just not decentralized, which Origintrail will bring, and possibly, you know, all the connections of Origintrail that Origintrail already has. So
These
yeah,
guys are also built on GS1 as well.
yes. I think you're right. Wait, I think you're right. Hold on.
If you go to
Yeah.
their website,
Yeah, even in the it says designed around.
Oh yeah,
GS1
in the Medium
standards.
article.
Yeah. So you're totally right. So again, the importance of GS1 standards. And I would actually call shots at the VeChain administrator who said that they don't see the need for GS1 standards. That was mind blowing.
Yeah, says a lot.
Says a lot. That's crazy. Yeah, so this Canada deal is when people were saying we don't actually have the Canadian government. There is no government, no project has any government. There's no government right now that is buying a token directly. None. But they are out, and governments don't even do that. Even in America, what they do is they outsource the needs, the requirements of the people. They hire enterprises to do that, and whatever the enterprise uses, what the government just is like, hey, whatever, right? And we're getting all of the system integrators for these government bodies. Like, for example, on the, I think it was EcoPact, we were getting UB Tech, and though UB Tech was massive, like you saw that they had like all the universities, they had like pretty much all the technological manufacturers on their partnership list.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So what Origintrail is onboarding is like the very backbone of industry itself. And I feel like you're not seeing that anywhere else in crypto right now. I don't know if you've heard anything that's doing anything to the scope of Origintrail.
No. Oh, that's the thing, right? Exactly. Everything in crypto is so revolved around the finance portion and the DeFi portion. And like, I think that a lot of the use cases got lost in translation throughout the years, but they'll come back with the roaring, like making huge waves, because all this time, all these projects that have been focusing on the use cases that aren't finance, well, I mean, the ones that are focusing on finance will make money too, but I think the meat and bones where everything lies is within the use cases of blockchain, not just in finance.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. Let me see. Like VeChain is ranked 27 on CoinMarketCap. VeChain is, now I used to hate on VeChain a lot. but now I have a little bit more respect for them as it relates that they're an entity, you know, like they have something going for them. But Origintrail is more than even just what VChain is doing. Origintrail is more than just supply chain, you know. That's just one peg. If we start talking about open PKG, which is going to be, you know, which is being built by the Horizon 2020 projects under the Europe. Is that Horizon 2020? Or is that NGI Atlantic? Which is Horizon 2020, right?
I forget. I think it might be Horizon. I think it's part of it, right?
It's NGI DAPC. And NGI DAPC is, I know for sure it's funded by the European Commission, but
yeah,
I can't remember if it's like.
I'm not sure if it's Horizon 2020, but
either way, it's going to be used in the European economy, in the European countries throughout the European countries, and this is a whole new field. This ain't even supply chain. Yes, it is. It is European.
Horizon 20. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
it is.
it is. That's part of it.
Yeah. So this is, and that's what I'm saying. So like when you look at where VChain is valuated at right now, great. Let's say VChain deserves that spot, and Origintrail should be valued where VChain is just for the supply chain use case. What about its personal data use case? What's the valuation on that? What's the valuation on all the other use cases we see popping up? So like Origintrail is just very, it's hard to define the market cap or the value on this token. And
Yeah,
I really like, because of all these enterprises joining.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing pharmaceuticals soon, especially with this InCube partnership. I think something might come out of that.
Well, InCube is doing.
They're doing food,
Right.
consumer goods, pharmaceuticals, and tobacco.
Yes, you're right.
So, I mean, the use case is being built out, the laboratory data marketplace, the food data marketplace. Like, I mean, honestly, the marketplaces are endless. If you can come up with a vertical, I'm sure it belongs to some data marketplace, right? So,
yeah. Okay. All right, you guys, what do you guys? We plan to do an hour stream, and we're like 2 minutes away from closing up. Maybe a little bit of both. Okay, wait, what did I say? It was Canada and what else?
Starfleet.
Oh no,
RFC
that's gonna take longer. There's no way.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
We will do Starfleet another time. We've discussed. What was that?
That's an in-depth topic.
Yeah, that's got some meat to it. We will be coming together every now and then on the weekend, Bottom Shoulder and I, for the live streams, and we'll just be going over the RFCs, going over different things. We're not committing to any weekly schedule on these live streams as our collaboration, but we're here at the very least. So you guys see us.
Yeah.
Again, if anyone has any issues, reach out, go to the GitHub, engage, install it, run it, play around with it.
Yeah,
And
the team needs it. We all need it. We all need the simulations. We all need the scenarios. Hopefully, we can get a better understanding of how to use it in the coming week. Yeah.
And don't think like you're just getting nothing in return from investing your time. Like understanding how this works will reap benefits to you. It's important that you understand how the ecosystem develops. Maybe you in the future may be trying to launch initiatives that leverage Origintrail.
Right.
You may have a need in the future that then you're like, oh my gosh, I have all the knowledge. I can, get this up and running. So yeah, I suggest you guys keep learning, stay active in it. Someday Origintrail is going to be as big as Google, if not bigger. And there are going to be people who look at you guys and like, how do you know so much about this thing? Well, I was there when they installed the first AAP plugin. You know, like
It's just like the same way the internet happened, right? So many people were there while it was happening and experiencing it. Like I think we had this conversation. You said this.
yeah, we did.
People look back at the pioneers of the internet and people who were the first ones to deploy apps, and people who were like John, like how he was part of Cisco and helping him do all that stuff, like
Right.
that. Like, dude, same exact thing in this what we're doing right now.
Right.
We're taking part of it.
We're taking part, and yo, we were the first few people that helped this entity connect with the ODN. And
Yeah.
by that time, the ODN is such a standard of living, like people grow up hearing about it, like, or maybe not. Maybe they never hear about it, and it's only like at the systems level. But either way,
Yeah.
this is very good for all of us. All right, so I think I'm gonna close the stream out. Anything you want to add, Bottom? Anything you want to say, or?
No, not really. Just want to say thank you for letting me on your stream. It was a really good time being on here, man.
Yeah. All right. And to the Origintrail team, if you're watching, keep doing what you're doing. I really like that we got this simulation, to be honest. Granted, the verbiage was a little bit much for me. So maybe if that could be broken down a little bit for me, yeah, that'd be greatly appreciated. But overall, I'm very glad that you guys are interacting with us. I hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend. Don't party too hard. Someone said, load 4 programs to get. Oh, right. Right, yeah, I get you. He's talking about how you got. Peace out. Yeah. All right.
Peace out,
Yep.
AJ. Peace out, KJ.
Peace out,
Thank you guys for
AJ.
attending.
Yep. Have a good one. Bye. Wait, where's my live stream? Oh, right. Right. Yeah, I get you. He's talking about how you got.